Hi, and a very warm welcome to Wellbeing Mission Control. I'm Greg Parry. I'm a wellbeing specialist. As we approach the holiday season, you often see the greeting that wishes peace on earth, goodwill to all men. And that's rather ironic because you don't need to spend too long looking at the news to understand that the world is not at peace. You could argue that it never has been. But it seems strange in our time when we've made such huge technological progress that so much of our energy is devoted to conflict, to war and destruction. I don't agree that this is just a natural extension of the human condition. I think we can do better. I think we can do much better than this as a species. I think it's part of our evolutionary heritage to grow beyond these limitations and find real practical ways to live together. And I know I've discussed this with people who've said, no, you're just being naive, it'll never change. But when you look at the potential within each human heart, you realize that change is possible. Perhaps the challenge is that we look for change on a global scale. We want to make the whole world better. Quite often that's been the seed of a revolution, which often causes more harm than good. But in ancient times, there was a tradition that argued not just for a better world, but for progress, real progress, that could be measured on an individual basis. In fact, rather than trying to make the world a better place, and that's something which we all have a responsibility for, it is not at the expense of ignoring what we really need to be doing within ourselves, the internal world, because you've probably got a lot more influence over what's happening within your own heart and mind than you have on the general condition of the planet. Now, let's not go to extremes. It's either one or the other. It's not a polar dichotomy. It's quite simply an acceptance that, yes, we want to make a contribution to making the world a better place in every possible way. And at the same time, let's put a little bit of effort into being aware how our own hearts are shaping the world. We're projecting thoughts and feelings and ideas out into the world all the time. Perhaps that's why we're not really making much progress in terms of achieving world peace. It's because we still have too much conflict lurking in the shadows of our own hearts. Mindfulness helps, meditation helps, simply being a little bit more aware of how you're thinking and feeling, how you're reacting, how, perhaps even why you're responding to the things going on around you, why you're reacting in this way rather than another way. Looking for clues that might explain your behavior and give you the opportunity to introduce more positive, more healthy, beneficial reactions. Because if we can sow the seeds of peace and love and acceptance, kindness and generosity in our own hearts, there's a higher probability we're going to project those worthy positive energies out into the world around us and translate those feelings into practical steps to making the world better for the people around us. It's a virtuous cycle. So when we hear discussions about revolution and changing the world and perhaps uprooting a dysfunctional system and replacing it, history teaches us that that very rarely succeeds. But if you can create a better world within your own heart, this individual progress will contribute to the global improvement of the planet as a whole. What do you think? It's a good idea or it's a crazy idea? Let me know what you think. Feel free to comment, to observe, to ask me questions. My email is always open and my address is in the description below. And in the meantime, on what I hope is a very positive note, let me wish you a wonderful day.